Hi, in this amazing video we are going to talk about top Mario games. Shall we start now?
First of all, please subscribe our YouTube channel so that you would enjoy next videos in future.
I can't even recall how Mario entered my life for the first time. With new singles coming out every few years, he's kind of been there forever.
We at iMore decided to attempt the challenging task of rating the top 10 Mario games of all time, which turned out to be a much harder question than I had anticipated.
Because we tried to rate them using a system and not just going with our preferences, my favorite Mario game didn't even make it onto this list. Take a look at these 10 unusual Mario games. Number 10. Wii's New Super Mario Bros. Wii 2009.
An outstanding Mario multiplayer that sold over 30.32 million copies on the Wii is in first place on the list. The game wasn't particularly inventive, but its 3D graphics and homage to Mario's earlier games brought retro sidescroller gaming into the present era. Not to add, playing with family and friends of all ages was a ton of fun. The gameplay still stands up today. It strikes the ideal blend between gradually challenging courses and level difficulty. Nintendo's side-scrolling Mario games were revived by the success of this game, which is how New Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario 3D World, and New Super Mario Bros. U came to be.
Number 9. Bowser's Fury in Super Mario 3D World, Switch 2020. Super Mario 3D World might seem out of place on this list, and in all honesty, it wouldn't if Bowser's Fury weren't connected to it.
The Mario franchise wasn't significantly altered by Super Mario 3D World. As Nintendo sought to match the success of the new Super Mario Bros. Wii, it was in some ways even a step backward. Don't get me wrong, it was tough, but it was also enjoyable to go through Mario levels with up to 4 players. This game is ranked higher than other Mario games thanks to the inclusion of Bowser's Fury in the Switch version. Despite being a short solo game, Mario explores a genuinely open-world terrain in this journey rather than using a hub to access the numerous courses. It plays very much like Super Mario 64, but the controls are much nicer, and you get to play as a Super Saiyan Mario and battle a fiery Bowser similar to Godzilla. It has an epic vibe to it and shows a lot of promise for the direction the following Mario games will take.
Number 8. The second Super Mario Maker, Switch 2019.
Super Mario Maker was one of the best video games available on the Wii U, yet despite being groundbreaking, it had several drawbacks. Therefore, Super Mario Maker 2's arrival on the Switch filled in all the gaps from the first game and allowed players to be even more inventive with their nasty death traps by giving them access to hundreds more objects and settings.
The addition of a story mode is another feature that sets Super Mario Maker 2 apart as the best game.
Players didn't have to rely on making their courses or joining other people's courses because there were 100 courses already incorporated into the game. Playing Mario games is enjoyable, but Super Mario Maker 2 is among the best Mario games since it allows you to make your levels.
Number 7. The Thousand-Year Door for Paper Mario, GameCube 2004. Without Paper Mario, the Thousand-Year Door, there can be no list.
The epic Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, defeated the original Paper Mario in a fierce battle, but we had to award the victory to TYD.
There's a good reason why people adore this game. This game is just amazing.
It strikes the ideal balance between platforming and RPG magic, as well as interesting storytelling and excellent gameplay mechanics. By exploiting Mario's paperness and presenting players with fresh and interesting ways to explore, solve puzzles, and battle foes, it leans into the fourth wall breaks. We are introduced to an unforgettable ensemble of characters with particular skills that aid Mario in solving the mystery of the Thousand-Year Door, along with a chapter book meets plate style of storytelling.
Number 6. Super Mario Galaxy, Wii 2007.
The Wii brought the Mushroom Kingdom together with a game that raised the bar for 3D platforming in the wake of Super Mario Sunshine, which caused the fandom to become divided. Everything that made Mario 64 amazing was honed and given a bit extra spice in Super Mario Galaxy. It even made excellent use of motion controls, a trait that would have hindered certain Wii games.
Super Mario Galaxy is incredibly creative.
While the gameplay is top-notch, the plot is classic Mario fare. Players explore many worlds while collecting stars, completing tasks, and taking down bosses. To explore, battle foes,
and move around the game, use gravity and the star pointer. Furthermore, every one of these universes is exquisite and unique. You can also play as a bee. Number 5 OMK, Mario Kart 64. The Mario Kart series is among the easiest games in the genre to recommend, and is arguably the most well-liked of the Super Mario spin-off games. Following the popularity of Super Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo, this series' debut installment for the Nintendo 64 was a sequel. For developing the engrossing kart racing gameplay mechanics, its superb visual presentation, and the improvement in graphical fidelity made possible by the Mode 7 graphics engine, Mario Kart 64 received high praise from critics at the time. Additionally, this game cleared the path for Mario to venture outside of platformers by successfully popularizing the self-invented kart racing subgenre. Number 4, Mario Kart Double Dash. Despite some critics believing Mario Kart Double Dash underperformed given the 7-year gap between it and Mario Kart 64, it continued to receive positive reviews after the release of both Mario Kart 64 and Super Circuit for the Game Boy Advance. The gameplay and graphics aspects of Double Dash were two of its greatest assets. The transition from the Nintendo 64 to the GameCube was even more significant in terms of 3D visuals, and the change in gameplay when using 2 players per kart was thrilling. The huge cast of playable characters and karts received similar appreciation. Number 3, Mario Sunshine, the Super. When one of a gaming franchise's most contentious online games still receives widespread critical acclaim, it speaks volumes about the franchise's cherished legacy. One of the plumber's most inventive journeys in the series was Super Mario Sunshine for the Nintendo GameCube. In the game, Mario is propelled through the air by the FLUDD water jetpack, allowing players to solve puzzles and perform some creative platforming moves. The inventiveness of the game was commended, but there was understandable criticism of the somewhat clunky controls. Number 2, Super Mario Galaxy 2. The Super Mario Galaxy games, in the opinion of many fans, are the greatest the franchise has to offer, or at the very least rank among the very best. When it comes to video games, movies, TV shows, etc., Super Mario Galaxy 2 managed to surpass its fervently praised predecessor. The platformer game for the Nintendo Wii was praised for both making significant changes to an already unique gameplay model and for enhancing the game's technical performance over the original. Number 1, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has evolved into the most well-rounded installment of the popular spin-off series to date and is essentially a remastered and enhanced version of the game's first Wii U release. The game's refined kart racing action and magnificent and opulent presentation, made possible by the graphics and soundtrack, were generally well praised. With the help of DLC, Deluxe was able to take that experience to the level of critical acclaim by giving it an even better aesthetic makeover, improved performance, and substantial gameplay. One of the best Nintendo Switch titles for both newbies and devoted players, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe will still get a shockingly hefty DLC pass in the upcoming year. How was this video? Do you like it? Submit your feedback below in our comments section. And don't forget to subscribe us.